Why are so many people unhappy, miserable, despite being successful in all areas of their life? So you might be doing well financially, you might have a big company, you might have a good career, but something just feels off. Maybe life is not as fun as you want it to be. Maybe you are not enjoying your business, your career as much as you want. And in this video, I want to talk about that. And it's going to be applicable to all areas of your life. But since my channel is a little bit more about business, mindset, spirituality, we're going to use this angle. So the topic of today's video will be simple. Why you want to fill your cup first before you take any action in achieving your goals in life. I want to give you a little bit of background context about myself if you're first time on my channel. So I've been doing music production for 10 years, sound design, music production. I've been coaching people. I had a successful online business in that, doing that. And it has affected the way that I run my business, like my new business, this channel, and the way that I look at life. So let's talk about this. The mistake, like the critical mistake that most people make, and I want to specifically speak to my dear entrepreneur, business founders, and I want to speak specifically to my dear entrepreneur, founders, business owners, all of you guys, right? If you are, successful in life, 30, 40, 50, 60 plus, I don't really care how old you are. You might have a company, you might have a good career, and you're probably used to taking massive action. And it is a more common thing with men rather than women, at least from, what I see online. You are used to taking massive action and doing hard things like being disciplined, being productive, even if you don't feel like it. And that, in fact, my friend, is just completely ruining your life. Like, it's not just ruining, like, it's fucking your life, it's fucking your spirit, it's fucking your soul and your, overall mental state, your well-being. Let me explain what I mean, right? So, if you have achieved some success in your life, you probably will give that to, I was productive, I was taking massive action, even if I didn't feel good, I just pushed myself. But that, my friend, it is mental violence. It is a crime against your soul and against your spirit, right? Unfortunately, most people see business as this, just soulless cash printing machine. Like, I'm gonna give you an example from my life right now. It's gonna be very clear, right? So my dad is 61 and I just had a family trip. I was visiting my family, and it's always so interesting to just observe how my dad runs his business. So he's basically he was doing logistics, transportation. Now he's more like an AI business optimization kind of field. So he just optimizes businesses in all areas, like financial operations, like the overall logistics and strategy, and so on. And he's building his AI software for himself. And sometimes, he would sit until 6 in the morning and then sleep until 2, literally spending 15, 16 hours in front of his desk on the computer, right? And I'm often asking him, why are you doing this? And he tells me all the classic reasons. Okay, so we have a family, 5 people. Then he's paying mortgage. Then, there's massive pressure from his partner to be able to deliver and to optimize. I do understand that 100%. Let me give you a different perspective. The way that I run my business, the way that I approach life in general. But I want to finish with my dad, right? So, we had some nice conversations when I was visiting him. And even though he wants to relax, even though he doesn't want to spend like 12 or maybe like 8 hours every day at least in front of the computer, he's still doing that because he is wired to this. Like, his identity is based on this, like doing, like I have to do more, I have to be on time. He's always rushing, right? But the most lucrative state is when you have more than enough. You're not thinking about business problems. You're not thinking about any problems. You are just present right here, right now, just enjoying whatever you want to do right now. Now we are getting to the main point of this video. Most of you guys, especially successful dudes, like you build companies, like how fucked up is this? You know how to be successful, but you are not happy. Like, right? You know how to build company. Oh fuck, I'm getting goosebumps. This is some real shit we are talking about here. So buckle up. This is gonna be a good one, right? You build companies, or you have a good career, like whatever, you're successful. But as you start to realize, when you make more money, when you get older, when you get, some more experience in life, money doesn't bring happiness. Like, indeed, it does make you like more happy. It takes away some of the stress, but it doesn't make you happy. And now the biggest trap that so many people do, they are forcing themselves to do something that they don't want to do. Now, let's go back to yesterday. I know I might be jumping like back and forth, but this is just like a podcast kind of the way that I approach content creation for my business. It's like a conversation with a friend. I don't want to keep it like very formal. I don't want to keep it like very structured. Like I have my iPad here, some of the main bullet points that we want to talk about. So, all right. The reason why you feel unhappy in life, in your business, and overall is because you are taking action from scarcity, from fear. Oh, if I don't do this for my company, like I'm gonna go bankrupt, right? I'm just like making this kind of average example. Or if I don't create content for my like YouTube channel, my company is not gonna grow. I will have to fire people. All this stuff, right? All this stuff. Most of you approach businesses from that point of view. You are not running your business because this is an expression of your soul, right? This is an expression of your identity. You are doing your business just to take care of, just to fund your life. This is not bad. There's really nothing wrong with that. I was, was I doing that? Like, really? That's a topic for another video. But my dad, like, such a good example again. So what he wants to do, he wants to build this AI software. He has like already 70 API integrations, like automations, different, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, all that stuff. What he wants to do is eventually automate his business to the point where he doesn't have to participate in that. And let me ask you this, most of you have a business that you at some point want to exit, and that's pretty sad. What's even more sad is that you are taking action inside your business even though you don't want to. Think about this. This is a form of mental violence against yourself. Anything that you don't want to do in life, you're not obligated. I don't give a fuck whatever that thing is. You might have a family, you might have responsibilities, but you're not obligated to do anything. And most of you are just way too of a pussy. You can be as successful like a fucking millionaire dude, but you are just way too of a pussy to let go of the control, right? And I'm pretty blunt here because that's the way that I like to talk, right? Like even my dad, obviously, like no disrespect anything, but he just made this like mental construction, because this reality is mental. Everything that you see is expression of your identity, of your beliefs, of your spirit, state of consciousness. And he just created this mental prison for himself. Sometimes one of the last days that I was with my family, we woke up, had a coffee. He was like, fuck, I want to kill myself. I'm like, why are you doing that? He was like, because I have to. And I was like, fuck, that's so sad. So what's the point? What do you want to see right now? you are not taking any action before you made yourself happy. Like, and I mean this quite literally. Sometimes I would plan to record some videos, create content, like go and do something. And I'm like, sometimes I am changing my mind. I am not obligated to be the person I was like a minute ago, right? I can change my mind fucking 10 times in a row, in a day, even if I plan something. Unless it's something like, maybe urgent, or like, I know there's something that I wanted to do, so therefore I know that I want to do it. Okay, that's a different conversation. But for most of you, when it comes to business, when it comes to your life, you live in a mental prison, even though you might be successful, even though like on the paper you might have all the attributes of success. So if you're not making yourself happy first, in whatever form or shape, maybe that's going out in the morning, maybe that's not working until, I don't know, whatever time, right? I'm gonna give you some examples right now. So one more thing is, for a couple of months already, I completely eliminated the word work from my life. I don't work. Even me creating this content right now, I am creating. I'm just like expressing myself. It doesn't feel like work because I don't have to force myself. So now we are getting into the juicy part. But I just want to say like the final point to kind of close the topic and go to the next one. So if you are taking action from the point of like, I have to do it. If I don't do it, then it's gonna cause this bad consequence. Or I must do it, I have to do it, even if I don't feel like it. That's a form of a mental and spiritual crime against yourself. And you cannot be truly free, you cannot be truly happy if you don't even have the ability to say no to things that you don't want to do, right? So let me go back to my day and just give you like the overall vibe, or like the overall lifestyle that I have right now. So for the last 2 weeks, I've been smoking weed fucking every day, man. Like every day. I wake up, I hit a fucking bong, and then, I put on, you can see a little bit of my beautiful part of my suit. This is a custom tailored Italian shirt. I love Italian British tailoring. I just put on my suit, I put on music, like I'm a little bit high from weed, and I just go and I enjoy sun. It's currently really nice weather, and I do this for myself just because I feel good when I put on nice clothes that that I ordered, like custom tailored for myself, and I just go and fucking enjoy my life. And sometimes I would go back, even though I planned something, I would say, you know what, I'm not gonna do it, and I don't give a fuck. Think about this. Most of you are just playing fucking adults. Like, you want to be a kid, you want to play, you want to run a business that just genuinely makes you happy, that you enjoy, like fucking every day to show up. And the biggest problem is, again, there's this famous saying is, you want to fill your cup first, right? So you want to fill your cup first before you take any action in your business, in your life. Because if you take action from, this state that you have, like a void inside your soul, a void inside like your mental state, like whatever, you just don't feel fucking good, right? You don't want to take action. Like, my friend, it's not going to help you. It's just you're going to keep perpetuating this cycle, and you're going to feel more unhappy, more miserable, because you're committing this sort of mental crime against yourself. And, yesterday, was it what, yesterday? Well, like 2 days ago, doesn't really matter. I think on Monday, 2 days ago. Monday is my steak day. So I wanted to get a new frying pan, cast iron frying pan, because these are good for steaks. So my Monday is my official steak day. So I get a good steak, make a steak. I just enjoy eating good food, cooking. And as I was going to the shopping mall, it started raining, and we have this really nice park in the center. and it was so fucking beautiful. And I was like, wow, I just want to stay in the park. Fuck, I get goosebumps again because this is real shit. So I was staying in the park. It was so beautiful. I was like a little bit high from my weed, and I was just staying there, no music, nothing, for like maybe 20-30 minutes. And you know what's the biggest realization that I got while I was standing there? I am not in rush. If I don't want to, I'm not gonna make videos for my business channel. If I don't want to, I'm gonna do shit. Like literally sit and do shit. If you can't take a day off, 2 days off, maybe a week off your business, you don't have a business, you're not free, you're just high paying slave. As brutal as it sounds, unfortunately, most people live in this kind of situation, or whatever you want to call it, right? So as I was standing there, I felt the smell of trees, and everything seems like more green than it was usually, like than usually it is, right? So like the smell, the rain, and everything, like, and I'm staying in my like Italian and British suits, like, so I have like mixed jackets and trousers, custom tailored, and I'm just observing people, and I'm realizing, wow, that's a fucking peak human experience. That's life. Life is not about fucking, billions or like scaling your like, nothing wrong with that. If you really want to do this, like, do it. Like, if it makes you happy, sure. But most of the times, people just buy into things that they truly don't want to do. Like, think about this. The whole society, the whole like social media, especially if you're doing online business, people just want to manipulate you, right? How many videos have you seen like mine, right? Where I just sit and I just share. It's like a conversation with a friend. And I'm not even looking to the camera, by the way, just so you could, focus on what I'm saying. Like this. It could be like a podcast, right? Most people just want to sell you some bullshit, whether that's a form of belief that you need to grind harder, you need to scale your company, if you're not doing this, you're gonna fail, like this manipulation with fear, or just like generally. The whole society is selling you some sort of idea, right? And then again, you buy into all these bullshit beliefs, and then you take action if you don't want to do it, and then you wonder why you feel unhappy, right? Okay, back to the topic. So I got my frying pan, and man, it's so basic, but like, do you even make yourself happy with little things? Or are you just focusing on your business, on your career? Like, you forget, like, you forgot how to live. Like small things, get a new frying pan. And I cooked a steak, I cooked a delicious meal. And that's what I do for myself. And I was like, you know what? Until I feel happy, until I am actually satisfied with my food, or, something else that I want to do, I'm not gonna sit and make my videos. So most of you, the biggest mistake that you make is you don't understand your energy. This is like a whole conversation. I'm gonna record a video about this. But the point is, in business, in life, you want to learn how to almost like surf this reality, right? So think about like a tide, right? A sea tide. And when you surf, if you ever tried surfing, I have like a little bit, like you want to catch the wave and you want to ride that wave. And most of you are going fucking against the current. You're going against the flow, forcing to do something, right? And that's the big problem. You don't feel unhappy because there's something wrong with you. You don't feel unhappy because like you don't have enough money, you're not as far as you want to be. This is bullshit. Like, this moment is perfect. There's really nothing more that you need. You don't need more money. When you allow yourself to just do what you want first, and this is like again a really good topic, or the point, but you want to have like that self-centered, or like, we could call this not like ego in a bad way, but like healthy ego in a good way. Like, you want to make yourself happy, make yourself whatever, right? happy, satisfied, fulfilled. So for me, that's often just like smoking weed in the morning, going out, then, eating something, going to the gym. So like the first couple of hours, I'm not like doing any business activities unless like I really want to, unless I'm really inspired. But most of you do, and that's the problem. So if you feel unhappy, this is just your body, your spirit telling you like, hey, can you pay attention? Can you just, look inside and really take care of your wants and of your needs, right? And when you approach business from this point of view, like from this angle that, hey, I'm gonna treat myself first, number one, everything flows easily. You get ideas, opportunities come to you because you are relaxed. A person who is not rushing, a person who is occupying the state of, hey, you know what? I have more than enough. I don't need to rush. Like the way that I feel like, fuck, I am infinitely rich. You're gonna have like fucking 100 million, but I'm infinitely rich. You know why? Because there's no rush, there's no pressure. And you want to learn how to take care of yourself. It's just so funny that, my channel is about like business, spirituality, mindset, but a lot of times, actually, I kind of like this phrase. Most entrepreneurs, you don't need like more business advice. What you need is just being more in touch, like in tune with yourself, with your wants, with your needs, right? And the last point for this video, I don't want to make it like too long, like we are 23 minutes. I think it's like sweet spot for these kind of videos. Stop chasing success, stop chasing money, and really just look at your life and look at your business and think about it. You probably have everything that you wanted, but you're not treating yourself. You're not having enough fun. Maybe go for a trip, buy yourself, I don't know, like a nice thing. I like, custom tailoring. I like clothes. Get some good clothes. Like whatever is the thing. I don't know what makes you happy, but trust me, when you are more happy, when you are more fulfilled, when you are relaxed, when you are occupying this state, you know what? If I don't feel like I want to do business today, I'm not doing business. If you can't do it, well, you don't have the business. Your business has you by the balls. And I don't care how fucking rich you are. That's the point, my friend. The amount of freedom is not anymore about the money. The amount of freedom is your internal state. You can be broke as fuck, but you can feel infinitely rich. Obviously, I'm not saying that you should not, grow your business. No, of course not. But I'm just saying your internal state, it comes first. So I have this sort of mindset that, you know what? The whole world will wait for me until I'm ready. I don't give a fuck about anything, whether that's like social media algorithms and the way that I should do my business, like fucking toxic productivity, hustle culture bullshit, like you have to be productive, a man needs to do this, in order to be a man you have to do that. Go fuck yourself. Like I can just say fuck off to anything I don't like in my life, and I feel infinitely rich. I feel infinitely free because I don't have to rush. So I haven't posted any videos to this channel for like 2 weeks. And my life is still good. Like, it's so funny. Allow yourself to chill. Allow yourself to take a step back. Again, do whatever you want to do for your business, but just don't forget to make yourself happy. Fill your cup first in whatever like shape or form. And only then, when you feel aligned, when the energy is like, hey, you got to the point where your energy is like, fuck, let's take action. I want to do this. Like, let's rock it. This is when you take action. When you don't have mental resources, when you don't have enough energy, you just don't take action. And that's as simple as fucking that. Okay? All right. That's going to be it for this video. And if you want to learn how to get in touch with yourself, if you want to create or maybe change your business, to feel more aligned, to feel more happy, and actually create something, that you enjoy, and at the same time, it is giving value to other people, to this world. That's the new way to do business in 2026. I'll see you in the Spirit Circle. You can check the video here.